The Crew 2 has been out for about a month now, and we've all had plenty of time to play it and see how we enjoy it, and then maybe find some improvements that could be added in the future. Here are some of my personal improvements that I think that could be added that would make the game a little bit more fun and maybe balance out a few things. So here's a short list compiled of what could be added to the Crew 2 that would improve the game in a way. I like creating cinematic videos as well as taking photos in the game, and I'm sure many others do as well. And after messing around with the cinematic editor in photo mode, I quickly found several issues. These first few listed items could help improve it and add a few more features that I think are kind of necessary for the photo mode and video editor. Number 1, the ability to save past replay in case the game crashes. That's very, very useful because working on my first cinematic, my friend, he had the crash happen. He had the game crash on him anytime he would scrub too far on the timeline, and he would just lose all the progress, and we had to reshoot everything again. And that was really time consuming and not necessarily needed, because if we had this feature, the last 10 minutes of that he was working on could have been saved, and he could have just pulled it right back up whenever he was editing the video. Number 2, the ability to move markers on the timeline. And yes, please, at least if you look at any of these things on the list, at least just add this feature for the video editor, because this is so crucial. I can't tell you how many times I had to scrub back and forth on the timeline just to find that perfect spot to place a marker, and then realize I have to place a new one, realign the camera, and move the old one, messing up everything else. Number 3, no locked area where your camera can go, if that makes sense. Like, whenever you're in the video editor or the photo mode, you have a locked, like, invisible barrier where you can't pass with your camera, and I feel like that limits you, especially in the video editor. Number 4, be able to record the interior of vehicles. You already have the first person camera, so why not have the camera be able to go inside of the car? You don't necessarily need it phase through the car. You can have a preset viewpoint of the inside of the car, and you can move the camera from a fixed state. Even that'd be fine. Number 5, don't worry, we're almost done with this first set. Number 5, a fix for all car option for both photo mode and video editor. And this is pretty self-explanatory. Whenever you take a picture or you make a video, your car can be fixed, sure, but anyone within the shot, another player's car, they always seem to be just broken and like bent, maybe something scratched, maybe you scratched it like whenever you scrub along the timeline, and when you go back it stays on the car. Number 6, photo mode and video mode, or video editor mode, needs to have a more accurate change of time. An hour and a minute, not just 30-minute intervals, because you miss a lot of things in terms of lighting whenever you have that kind of interval. And I don't think I've ever seen any game have that kind of time interval. It's ridiculous. It's not, there's no need for it. Okay, so we're done with the first part of the list. Second part is mainly for gameplay purposes. Okay, so number 7, the ability to favorite parts and master move the rest. And yes, please at least have this. I had one thing in the video and photo mode, and I have one thing now. Please have this, I beg of you. For people that farm racing, people that farm the accident, the people that farm, drag racing, the people that farm other events, whenever you have 50 parts just sitting on your cars, and you don't want to sit and remove every single one of them after like an hour grinding, I feel like this is very necessary. Have like a favorite system where you could favorite, say, like only purple parts, and the blue parts and the green parts will just automatically get removed. Or have at least a master move system where you can click with like a group. You can group parts that you don't want, that you can remove, that you want to remove, and then just hold whatever button to remove to scrap the parts, and they'll go away. Number 8, the ability to quickly submit a large amount of icon points. Maybe have a limit of 10 points per press. That I feel is very necessary for people that are above icon 300, 400, because the comfort section, it's really annoying to just cash in your points especially when you want to reset. Say like you want to farm money, or then you want to farm followers, or you want to get better parts for specific cars. You have to constantly reset and put in like 200 or 100 icon points in one category every single time, and it gets really annoying really quickly. Having like a limit of 10 points per press, you can cash in 10 points. It's not as many times you gotta press, but you know, it's better than pressing one time. For every click of 10, you're saving 9 presses, so it's definitely a lot faster. Number 9, having follower rewards for completing certain actions within any race event. For example, overtaking, perfect matches, perfect laps, and hitting small objects. All of these would be limited to a set amount per race to prevent abuse by players, obviously. And it could help combat the monster truck flipping and the AFK farmer. Of course, it won't solve the problem, but it'll give players another reason to grind racing, because you get like maybe 1,000 more followers, because if you do all of those things within a race or within an event, you can get about 1,000 more followers, and that could help you, you know, give you more stuff. And of course, all that stuff will be cashed in whenever you get the full followers at the end of the race. It'll all be put together. Number 10, gain half of the money from other people downloading your rap. Now, what I mean by that is, say you post your own rap, you posted it on the sharing thing, and you get people to download it. Anytime that someone downloads it, they have to pay a certain amount of money. So they pay like 10,000 for like hypercars, 5,000 for street cars. It varies constantly, and the player gets an update and earns money depending on how many people downloading their livery and from which class that the livery is downloaded in. So say that livery that you post one for street cars and you post one for hypercars. Now, people that download the streetcar livery get put into a pool, and the people that download from the hypercar livery get put into a pool. And after every like 10 or so minutes, you'll get a pop-up saying, hey, this so-and-so has downloaded your livery, or how many people have, look, this is how many people downloaded your livery, this is how much money you earned from it, and it adds to your account immediately. And of course, you can also put followers into this. You can, for just having a livery on your car, at the end of a race, you can have a follower bonus of like 0.5% or something like that. You get like a small amount of followers added to your account at the end of every race. So you can have a livery on every vehicle. It doesn't need to be like crazy. Every livery will have the same bonus, but you could have a small bonus from the livery. I hope you guys enjoyed this top 10 things that I believe should be added to the game list. I'll see you guys in the next video, probably in a couple days. And yeah, I'll see you guys then.